Welcome back to Your Delaware, a Delaware focused show where we talk about current events, local business spotlights, local happenings, everything Delaware related. I'm Jen, your Delaware Realtor. We are officially in 2025. And I feel like 2025 sounds so much older than 2024. I don't know why. And I think it's the fives. I always because I'm about to turn 35 this year. And to me, that sounds so much older than 34. Struggling with this birthday. And it's always every 5 years I struggle with them. So I don't know. Maybe it's just, is it me? Does anyone else feel that way? But all right. So how were your holidays? We did a lot of hosting. We had 2 weeks of hosting, and I just feel like I need to I need a vacation from the vacation, right? So I know a lot of people talk about that, especially when they bring their kids to Disney. But yeah, I just need a vacation. But yeah, holidays were amazing. It was the first time where I feel like Nora kind of understood, essentially the Santa, and also opening gifts. She she caught on very quickly on how to open a present. That is for sure. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. Our New Year's, how was your New Year's? Our New Year's honestly was very quiet just because we had so much hosting. Nora was off her schedule, and we just decided that we were just going to kind of keep it low key. It was a very wet New Year's. I literally do not remember a time where we had a thunderstorm on New Year's Eve. And I'm not talking it's a little bit of a rumble. It shook the house. That's how loud this thunder was. And we had, it was lightning, lighting up the house lightning. I don't ever remember that. Do you remember that anytime? It was, like I said, it was downpouring. It was very wet. Speaking of weather, what better way than to start off the new year with filming this with a snow day? The big topic on everyone's mind today, and at the time of filming this show, we are in a good amount, in a snowstorm. So I woke up this morning at 3:00 in the morning with Nora, and I looked outside, and she was not up for the day. I don't want to say that she was up for the day. She had just woken up, and I wanted to put her back down. I looked outside, and we had nothing. And I actually thought to myself, they're going to tell us that we're having all of this snow, and watch, we're not going to get anything. And boy, was I wrong. Totally wrong. Because when I woke up at 7, we had, I would say, a good 4 inches of snow already. My eyes are tearing. Woo. We had a good 4 inches of snow. 4 inches in what? What did I say? 5 hours, essentially? 5 hours. That's a lot. I don't think I've ever seen it snow like that here, especially the whole time that I've lived in Delaware. I'm in the band. I'm in the band where we're expected to get 7 to 14 inches. And it's funny because I always tell people oh, it doesn't really snow in Delaware. And then of course I say that, and I'm and it seems like the middle of the state is what is getting, hammered essentially with snow. I just found this out. So I think it was the blizzard of 93 or 96. I remember 96. People are saying 93. I don't know why I remember this, but anyway, the storm came from the south, and it seems like when the storm comes from the south is when we kind of get dumped on. So this storm is from the south, and it seems like northern Delaware and right over the line in Pennsylvania isn't really getting too much, but in the middle of the state down to Millsboro and Lewis and all of that, Georgetown, all that, we are getting anywhere from 7 to 14 inches of snow, which is insane. So, and also fun fact that I just found out. So if you are over the age of 40, AARP is suggesting that you don't shovel snow. So I said to my husband, I said, you can't shovel snow. I said, you can't shovel snow. I guess I'm going to have to do it. But essentially, like, shoveling snow, like, because of the coldness, and then also, like, you know, a lot of people don't like warm up or anything else like that. Essentially, like, you could cause a heart attack. So they are saying, like, take it easy, stretch before you go out there. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Especially with snow like this. Like, when you're getting like a lot of snow like that, just try and keep up with it, essentially, is the best way, I guess, like, I could say that. Like, maybe do like a walkway an hour or something and come in and take breaks. Definitely take breaks. It's cold out there. Like I said, it is coming down. I keep looking outside because it is coming down. But all right, so I have a question for all of you, because this is something that has been on my mind, especially on days like today. So it is currently like right after the new year, and we still have 6 trees up. No. Yes. 6 trees up. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm sorry. 4. 4 trees up. I'm the type of person that all of my trees, my Christmas trees, would come down on New Year's Day. I get extremely overstimulated by, I don't want to say it's clutter, but it just like, it kind of feel like I'm like in a fishbowl. And I'm like, this all has to come down. My husband, on the other hand, does not want to take it all down on New Year's Day. He would rather have it all down by his birthday, which is January 13th. So I did get my way a little bit, because on New Year's Day, I took 4 or 5 trees down. And I'm sorry, I forgot Nora's trees upstairs. So we actually still have 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. And I know that some of you are like, well, how many trees do you have? And if you've watched, I think I mentioned this, but if you watch my other video, I have 12 trees. And so, yeah, like, I'm the type of person that it needs to come down. It's been up for so long. I'm ready for it to come down. Now, I understand where he's coming from, because he's like, I want to take it down, within a 2-week span and not do it all in one day. And I totally understand that. But it's overstimulating for me. I like to start out the new year with like a clean slate. I know it looks very bare, but essentially it clears my mind, and we just start the new year off on the right foot. So, am I alone in this? I need to know, because am I the only one? When do you take your Christmas stuff down? I've seen people, like, especially this year, they were like, December 26th, it's gone. I can't do that. New Year's, it needs to still be up for me. But New Year's Day, I'm taking it down. I took all of outside down. Like I said, 5 different trees down on New Year's Day. I'm totally ready to just put it back up in the attic. So let me know. Am I the only one that feels that way? All right. So let's go back to this snowstorm. So I can remember being younger, and I loved snowstorms, just because we were going to go sledding all day long. So I pulled up an article of the best sledding places to go in Delaware. So I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before. So I'm originally from right over the line in Pennsylvania. So we would go, there was a lot of hills. Delaware's kind of flat, but in northern Delaware, you can find some epic hills. So here's what they're saying for the best snow spots: Brandywine Creek State Park, Bellevue State Park, White Clay Creek State Park, Rockford Park, Glasgow Park, Monkey Hill, and Southern Park. And I'm trying to think. I think I went to, I think it was, we would go, I think it's Rockford Park. Yeah. I think it was Rockford Park. That sounds familiar to me. But it was this massive hill. And I know it was in Delaware because we would actually have to drive to get there. But massive hill. And I'm literally remembering. So my one friend, so at that time, like I could drive, right? And we went to Dick's Sporting Goods and we bought one of the last sleds that they had, and he ran out. I don't know what he was thinking. He ran out and he ran out of Dick's Sporting Goods. He dove onto the sled and he literally slammed into his car. Like I'm talking like hit this. I still can't, like, it's been like, I'm pretty sure like 15 years, at least 15 years. And I still can't tell this story without literally crying and dying. He hit the side of his car and like slid down. Do you know how like when you smack, you know what I'm talking about. You see this in cartoons and like the person like smacks into something and then they like slide down. Oh no, he did that. And I mean, he tore up his face. I'm going to be honest. He was bleeding, but I am the type of person, and I apologize in advance, but if you get hurt and I see it, I cannot help it. I'm going to die. I'm going to die laughing. I can't. I mean, I try and pull myself together. You will see me. I try and like hold my lip down. I'm like, and like try not to laugh. I laughed so hard. I couldn't get in the car. I couldn't get in the car because I felt so bad for him that like I just like could not keep it together. I literally was crying laughing for at least hours afterwards. Hours. It was like literally the funniest thing. And I wish I still had the pictures of his face because I mean, like I said, he kind of messed up his face a little bit, but note to self, don't ever run out of Dick's Sporting Goods on a sled and think that you're not going to like sled in the parking lot and like you could actually hurt yourself. So please be careful. Please be careful while sledding because I cannot tell you how many times like I would get air and then you just know it. You're coming down off this hill and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is going to hurt so bad. And like you have a second to like essentially like change direction where you won't get yourself hurt. So definitely check out that, especially like I said, with us getting, 7 to 14, I saw 8 to 10, like there were so many different things. Side note, if you are currently in Delaware, there is a Delaware weather guy that everyone seems to follow. I just found him. I found him on Facebook. I love his material. Like he really takes the time to break it down as to why it's going to snow like this, where, like, what are the different models, and he pulls from different people in the area too. And definitely check him out. Like I said, it's Delaware Weather Guy. I found him on Facebook. I don't know if he's on any other platforms, but I would check him out. I've been watching him essentially all weekend trying to figure out like what it was going to do, and he's been pretty accurate. So definitely check him out. All right. Let's move on. All right, moving on. Delaware is ramping up teacher recruitment efforts in 2025. So I know Delaware has a lot of vacancies for teachers, paras. There's so many different jobs that are available. And so if you go to joindelawareschools.org, you can actually look at the opportunities that are available in Delaware. It looks like they are they are providing financial aid at the first virtual event. I'm not sure what the financial aid is. I don't know if that means that they're going to provide financial aid if you would like to go to school, if you would like to further your career, or further your education so that you further your career. But it looks like they are hiring personnel from participating Delaware K through 12 schools. And they are going to be hiring a lot of people. So I'm curious to see what they're going to be offering, whether it be like incentives. I know a lot of times, like when they're looking for teachers and everything else, or even like in the medical field, a lot of times they will offer some kind of incentives, especially if you're like you're looking to move here. If you are looking to move here and you are looking for a change of scenery and you are thinking about being a Delaware teacher or getting into the medical field in Delaware, I know both fields are definitely looking for people. I would love to help you find a house here in Delaware, whether it be in Newcastle County, Kent County, or Sussex County. I cover the entire state. So yeah, definitely email me, or you can, there's a link down below where you can set up a one-on-one buyer consultation with me. So if you are looking to change it up and move to Delaware, I would absolutely love to see you become a teacher, or even in the medical field. Like I said, shortages in both fields. We definitely need both. So definitely check out Delaware. Put that on your list. I found this other article, and I'm actually kind of laughing. So it says, how much do Delaware residents work each year? Less than most in the US. And I find that like kind of surprising. I mean, I guess not, right? So it says, Delaware is the least overworked state in the US, according to a data analysis by the Washington-based Phillips law firm. So essentially, researchers looked at data collected by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics in 2024 and 2014 to determine which states worked the most and least hours, with the first state coming out on the bottom. Now, here's what I'll say, a caveat to this. Delaware is known to be a retirement state. So if they're taking that into consideration, yes, I could totally see where Delaware would come out on the bottom, because a lot of retirees don't work. So unless they're actually looking at the people that do work, I feel like this could be a little. So it also says Delawareans worked 102 hours less annually than the national average. So another thing that I will say is that because we do have, and I know that this is lumped in there, because we do have the Delaware beaches, a lot of our workers down there are seasonal, right? So like we definitely still have a little bit of an off season where, I mean, and knowing this from, having a business down there, I would hire people essentially for the summer, and then I would hire extra people for the summer, and then I would essentially let them go or lay them off for the winter months because we were slower. So I could totally see where that most likely gets lumped into there. So it says the data is equivalent to about 13 8-hour workdays. And it says Louisiana residents work the most, clocking 147 more hours over half a month's typical work days each year than the average state. So Louisiana residents, if you are looking to take a break, Delaware might be the place for you. That's a lot. It says many states, including Delaware, reported increased work hours in the past decade. Total hours increased from 1,659 to 1,664 over that period, according to the study. Delawareans work an average of 32.5 hours per week, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Okay. I definitely work a little bit more than that. I know when I had the pizza shop, I was working well over that. So that is super, super interesting to me. So yes, if you are in any of the other states and you are looking to maybe cut back on your hours, Delaware may be the location for you. All right. Speaking of businesses, let's talk about some new businesses that are coming to Delaware. So Ocean City's Surfin' Betty's Burger Bar is expanding into Delaware. So they are an Ocean City based burger bar, which this actually sounds delicious, by the way. So it's burgers, shakes, crispy chicken, and it looks like maybe that says craft beer. I'm not sure. But they are essentially coming to Bethany. So they will take over the former Pack de Bowl building at 786 Garfield Parkway in Bethany Beach. So it is going to be their second location. So definitely check that out this summer. And it looks like, I'm not sure, it doesn't say when they're going to open. So they offer a wide selection of pasture raised burgers. They do offer craft beer, crispy chicken sandwiches, fresh cut fries, loaded hot dogs, and to top it all off, ice cream floats and shakes. It sounds like my kind of place. I am excited. It says they plan to open during the spring of 2025. However, an official grand opening date has not yet to be announced. So keep an eye on that. Definitely check them out this summer if you are in the Bethany Beach area, or even if you're visiting Rehoboth or Lewis or anything else like that. Bethany is not very far, just a quick little ride down. So that's very, very exciting. So speaking of burger places, though, Five Guys on Rehoboth Avenue has officially closed its doors. So Five Guys, I feel like, how long have they been there? Because I know that they were there. I know that they were there right after. Let's see. Yeah, they were there when we had the shop. So I want to say they definitely have been there since 2015. And apparently this was without warning. So essentially they just like kind of did what, I see a lot of like chain restaurants do, which is they just take everything overnight. And like you come the next day and like everything's gone. Sign's gone, everything's gone, paper's up, like it looks like it didn't even exist, essentially. The same thing happened for Red Robin in Dover, right near, if you are familiar with Dover, right near the Dover Aldi. Also, it has like a Starbucks there, right next to like Wells Fargo Bank, right off of Route 13. They also just recently closed their doors, and it was like overnight. Now, I know that the Dover Red Robin is now going to be a First Watch. If you are not familiar with them, they are a breakfast place. I have not visited them, but they do have other locations. I know one being in Newark. And they offer unique breakfast options. So I'm curious to see what is going to go into this location. I know just like formerly being a business on Rehoboth Avenue is difficult in the fact that like you will have locals that will tell you it's like the end of May, I'll see you in September. And you're like, wait, what? And it's because like the traffic and like the parking situation, the meters turn back on. There's so much going on downtown that they don't want to deal with the traffic and everything else. And so you won't see them for a few months and then they'll come back in September. And then in like the off season, it's also difficult because you're not on Route 1. A lot of times people like don't come to the boardwalk just for a random day in January. So yeah, it's difficult. And the rent on Rehoboth Avenue is expensive. So if you don't essentially make the money that you need to make in the summer months, it can be hard to essentially pay your rent and bills during the off season. So we have seen so much turnover on Rehoboth Avenue. I really hope that they do something to help the businesses. I know that they have like little things, like they have, not I say little things, but like they'll have like Jazz Festival and they have Sea Witch and they have Greyhound Weekend and Polar Bear Plunge. And they're trying to bring business to Rehoboth Avenue. Essentially, it's just the rent, I think, just doesn't make any sense right now. So I'm curious to see what is going to go into this location. I guess I'll keep an eye on it and I will let you know when I find out. All right. So couple other things that are happening in Delaware. 3 restaurants opening in Delaware area featuring pizza, burritos, and home cooking. So Bubba Coo's Burritos is just opened in Dover. So there's a location in Middletown, like right behind, I guess it's like right behind Home Goods in Middletown. We tried it and I actually thought it was delicious. So I'm super pumped for this. They offer, so many different things, whether it be like you want fries or you want a burrito or you want like a wrap or a sandwich, like so many different options, unique options as well. But they're right next to Dunkin' on Route 8 in Dover. And it is their second location in Delaware. So like I said, they are in Middletown. If you are looking for a fresh, flavorful twist on American Mexican cuisine, this might be the place for you. Like I said, I thought it was delicious. This is what it looks like inside. Oh, they also have desserts, including churros and deep fried Oreos. Churros. Did not get those. Going back for that. But they are currently hiring. So if you are looking for a new job and you are looking to get a job in Dover, this might be the location for you. All right. Also on Route 13, right in Dover, is Saxon's Good Food, which essentially, it says it's a familiar face in cooking with a new name. So I didn't even realize that they had changed names. So I believe that someone bought the business, which used to be Mama G's, and now has taken over ownership. Okay, perfect. All right, so they just changed the name. So it says seafood is popular with customers, especially the fried catfish, pork chops, pig feet, fried chicken, and meatloaf. So if you are looking for seafood, catfish, pork chops, pig feet, fried chicken, meatloaf, and you get sides like black-eyed peas, collard greens, candy yams, macaroni and cheese, sweet potato fries, and hush puppies. It says it is home cooking from scratch. So if you are looking for that, if you're looking for home cooking in Dover, this is a great place to check out. And it looks like, this is the picture of the interior. Oh, that looks really nice. Oh, they also have sweet potato pie and pound cake and banana pudding. It says they have seating for 32 and they have pictures by local artists. That's awesome. I love that. So they are open Wednesday and Thursday from noon to 7, Friday and Saturday from noon to 8, and Sundays from noon to 6. So it looks like they are closed Mondays and Tuesdays. Also, on Route 13, not very far from here, Diego's Pizza opened in November. And I have not stopped in, but I am curious to see what type of ovens they're using and what type of pizza they have. So they are available for takeout or delivery. Their menu includes pizza, pasta, cheesesteaks, chicken wings, salads, kids' meals, appetizers, and desserts. So it seems like it is another pizza shop, essentially. The store does offer a 10% discount to military personnel, schools, and churches, and catering is available. So definitely check that out. All right. So moving on to something that there is not an article on, but I have seen the picture on Facebook and I will put it up. I know I've mentioned this in other videos that Middletown was supposed to be getting a Costco, but it does not seem like this is going to be happening. It looks like the Costco is coming to Rehoboth. So off of Route 24, they have proposed that it would be a Costco, a Target, a Dick's Sporting Goods, a Hobby Lobby, and I think that's it for right now. But there are other locations that are going to be available, and it's going to be right off of Route 24. I'm a little concerned because I know that they have expanded Route 24, but I don't know if it's going to be able to handle the influx of cars and just people at this particular location. I'm super nervous for this just because I feel like Sussex County has grown tremendously in the past, like I would say 10 years. And the infrastructure is really not there. So I am curious to see. I know this is just proposed. I don't know if it has actually gone through. I don't know if like the permits have been like filled or anything else like that, but it does look like Rehoboth will get there first. Costco will get there first. Target, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Hobby Lobby. So like that's 4 stores that are very popular in Delaware. So I'm curious to see how that's going to go and where they are putting this location on 24. I'm very nervous that Route 24 is not going to be able to handle that. But hopefully they figure it out and they put in some infrastructure, and I know it's going to have a lot of parking. And I know it's going to be a very, very busy Costco because we only have one other Costco in Delaware, which is in Christiana. And that one, it doesn't matter what time you go, it is busy. You could go at 9 a.m. on a Wednesday, even like 12 o'clock on a Wednesday, and it is packed. So I am curious to see. I know this one's going to be packed just as much. If you're like me, you're kind of bummed because you thought like Costco was going to come to Middletown. I knew where it was going to go and everything, and like I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's just like too close to Christiana or if maybe they'll put it in the future. But kind of bummed that I don't believe we are going to see a Costco in Middletown soon, which kind of sucks. But I'm very excited for Rehoboth because I know that they really like those stores like that, like the big supply stores like that. Essentially the only other option that Sussex County has is BJ's in Millsboro. So there's not a lot of options. I know that there's no Target in in the southern part of Delaware. So we really only have the Christiana, we have Middletown, and we have Dover. So there's really nothing past Dover. So very excited for Sussex County to also get a Target and a Hobby Lobby and a Dick's Sporting Goods. So we will see. What I will keep you posted on if I see anything else, if there's other stores coming, or if we are going to essentially if that's going to happen. Because like I said, I announced the Middletown one and then it's not happening. So I know this is just proposed. But all right, that about wraps it up. I know I've talked a lot in this episode. So if you are looking to move to Delaware or you are curious about a particular area, please let me know down in the comment section below. If you are looking for information on any local happenings that are happening, please also let me know down in the comment section below. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. Like I said, if you are looking to move to Delaware or sell in Delaware, I would absolutely love the opportunity to help you. And there's a link down below in the description for a one-on-one consultation with me. All right. Once again, I really hope that you liked this episode, and I will see you on the next one. Hey, if you are thinking about moving to Delaware, you should definitely check out this video right here. And if you would love to tour Delaware communities with me, check out this playlist right here. And don't forget, subscribe to my channel.